The Chrome Dynasty, the evolution of Buick. From horseless carriages to electric titans, one name defined American luxury for over a century. This is the pulse of Detroit. This is the steel-clad legacy of Buick. The early pioneers. Starting in 1903, Buick laid the foundation for the American automotive industry. The Buick Model B was the valve-in-head pioneer. It was the mechanical heartbeat of a revolution. Featuring a revolutionary overhead valve engine, it delivered raw power that left rivals in the dust. It proved Buick wasn't just a car, it was a performance powerhouse. Next up, the brass era explodes. The Buick 4 was the reliability king. It was a blue-collar hero in a white-collar world. Built like a locomotive, it survived the 1909 Kobe Trophy race, cementing Buick's reputation for bulletproof engineering. It turned the brand into a global sales juggernaut. Then came the era of smooth power. The Buick 6 was the smooth operator. It was luxury refined through 6 cylinders of pure velvet. By doubling the cylinders, Buick eliminated vibration, creating a driving experience that felt like gliding on glass. It set the standard for the premium American sedan. Moving into the roaring 20s, the Buick Master 6 was the executive express. It was a rolling fortress of 1920s prestige. Boasting a massive chassis and an upgraded overhead valve engine, it became the preferred choice for those who demanded speed and status. It solidified Buick's doctor's car reputation. Alongside its bigger brother, the Buick Standard 6 was the everyman's luxury. It provided premium engineering without the elite price tag. Lighter and more agile than the Master, it acted as the gateway drug for a lifetime of Buick loyalty. It was the backbone of GM's mid-market dominance. The golden age of style. From the Great Depression to the post-war boom, Buick defined elegance and power. But then the luxury ceiling shattered. The Buick Limited was the Art Deco cathedral. It was a massive, chrome-laden statement of defiance against the Great Depression. With an engine as long as a city block, it offered Cadillac luxury at a fraction of the cost. It remains the pinnacle of pre-war elegance. But speed was the next frontier. The Buick Century was the banker's hot rod. It was a wolf in sheep's clothing. By shoving a massive engine into a lightweight frame, Buick created the first 100 mph production car. It was the spiritual ancestor of the modern muscle car. For those who ruled the road, the Buick Roadmaster was the commanding general. It was the ultimate expression of American optimism on 4 wheels. Its massive wheelbase and heavy chrome grille signaled authority and wealth to everyone in its path. It dominated the highway for decades. The lineup was completed by the Buick Special was the entry-level Titan. It brought valve-in-head performance to the masses during an economic recovery. Streamlined and affordable, it outsold every other Buick model, keeping the brand alive through the toughest years of the century. On the eve of war, the Buick Super was the wide-body icon. It featured the new C-body design, offering more shoulder room than anything in its class. With integrated fenders and a sleek profile, it bridged the gap between classic aesthetics and modern aerodynamics. Moving into the post-war boom, the Buick Skylark was the 50th anniversary jewel. It was a customized masterpiece of hand-finished steel and chrome. Featuring the brand's first modern V8, it was a high-status convertible that defined the excess of the 1950s. It is now a legendary collector's grail. The jet age and muscle. Fins, chrome, and massive V8 engines took over the American highways. The 1950s ended with a total redesign. The Buick Electra was the chrome fortress. It wore the most aggressive tail fins ever to leave a Buick factory. Replacing the Roadmaster, it became the flagship of sophisticated power and futuristic styling. It was a jet-age dream realized in steel. Designed for the thrill-seeker, the Buick Invicta was the street warrior. It was the performance-oriented middle child with a mean streak. By combining the LeSabre's lighter body with the Electra's massive V8, it became the fastest Buick of its era. It was a heavyweight boxer with sprinter speed. Rounding out the trio, the Buick LeSabre was the volume leader. It was the sharpest entry-level full-size car in America. With its delta-wing, fins, and panoramic windshield, it brought space-age style to the suburban driveway. It began a nameplate legacy that would last 46 years. But then came the game changer. The Buick Riviera was the European assassin. It was designed to take down the Ford Thunderbird with razor-sharp styling and brute force. Blending Italian elegance with American muscle, it is often cited as one of the most beautiful cars ever made. For those who wanted more bite, the Buick Wildcat was the suburban brute. It was a full-sized luxury sedan with the soul of a dragster. Known for its iconic Wildcat V8 and bucket seat interior, it offered a sporty edge to the traditional Buick buyer. It was power without compromise. Entering the 70s, size mattered. The Buick Estate Wagon was the land yacht. It was a cavernous, wood-paneled Titan designed for the ultimate family road trip. With a massive V8 under the hood, it could haul a family and a boat without breaking a sweat. It was the king of the suburbs. A short-lived prestige icon, the Buick Centurion was the formal powerhouse. It replaced the Wildcat as the brand's performance luxury hybrid. Named after the Roman officer, it offered a more refined, quiet ride while still packing a massive 455 cubic inch punch. Then came the legend. The Buick GSX was the judge killer. It was a neon-colored monster designed to humiliate other muscle cars at the stoplight. With more torque than almost anything on the road, it was the ultimate gentleman's hot rod. It remains the holy grail of Buick performance. As the fuel crisis loomed, the Buick Apollo was the compact savior. It was Buick's first foray into the small car market in decades. Based on the Nova platform, it offered luxury features in a fuel-efficient package during the 1970s oil embargo. It was survival of the fittest. Getting even smaller, the Buick Skyhawk was the pocket rocket. It was a sporty, subcompact hatchback built for the new era of high gas prices. With its aggressive, shark nose and V6 engine, it aimed to attract younger buyers to the Buick stable. The modern transition. Buick adapted to a changing world with technology, efficiency, and the birth of the crossover. Moving into the 80s, the Buick Somerset was the digital pioneer. It featured a high-tech interior with digital displays that looked like a cockpit from the future. Though short-lived, it signaled Buick's shift toward a more technological, efficient identity in the Reagan era. A rare luxury experiment, the Buick Regal was the handcrafted specialist. It was a rare, two-seat luxury coupe assembled at a special craft center. Featuring a touchscreen dashboard decades before they were standard, it was a bold, high-tech gamble that showed Buick's innovative spirit. The return of the executive sedan, the Buick Park Avenue was the sophisticated standard. It brought European-inspired styling to the American luxury market. With its smooth curves and supercharged power, it became the gold standard for comfortable, cross-country travel for the modern professional. The King returned briefly. The Roadmaster revival was the final dreadnought. It was a body-on-frame throwback to the days of massive American iron. Powered by a Corvette-derived V8, it was a sleeper that could outrun sports cars while hauling the whole family. Entering the SUV age, the Buick Rendezvous was the identity shifter. It was Buick's first crossover, blending the traits of a minivan, luxury sedan, and SUV. It successfully lowered the average age of Buick buyers, proving that the brand could adapt to the truck-obsessed 21st century. The rugged luxury era, the Buick Rainier was the gloved brawler. It was a traditional body-on-frame SUV that prioritized a quiet-tuning interior. With an available V8, it offered genuine towing capability wrapped in a tuxedo of chrome and leather. Across the ocean, the Buick XL was the global conqueror. While Buick struggled in the US, the XL became a massive hit in China. It transformed Buick from an aging American brand into a powerhouse of international luxury and reliability. Buick's first minivan, the Buick Terrazza, was the premium transporter. It aimed to bring high-end materials to the functional world of the minivan. While short-lived in the US market, it paved the way for the premium multi-purpose vehicles Buick would later dominate in China. The final traditional flagship, the Buick Lucerne, was the quiet diplomat. It was the last Buick to offer a V8 engine in a traditional front-wheel drive sedan package. Known for its incredibly silent ride, it served as the bridge to Buick's modern, sleek design language. The global powerhouse. Reimagined for a global market, Buick led the way into the electric future. Refining the compact sedan, the XL GT was the urban specialist. Designed for the rising middle class in China, it offered high-end features in a compact, efficient footprint. It became the backbone of Buick's international survival during the Great Recession. The small SUV revolution. The Buick Encore was the city scout. It pioneered the premium subcompact SUV segment in America. Maneuverable, quiet, and tech-heavy, it became Buick's best-selling model and redefined the brand for a whole new generation of urban drivers. A luxury shuttle for the elite, the Buick GL6 was the executive lounge. Exclusive to the Chinese market, it catered to families and businessmen who demanded first-class seating on the move. It solidified Buick as the premier name in high-end multi-purpose vehicles. Refining the full-size SUV, the Chinese Enclave was the sculpted titan. Different from its American cousin, it featured sharper lines and an ultra-luxurious Avenir trim. It showcased Buick's commitment to being a top-tier luxury player on the global stage. Entering the electric age, the Buick Velite 7 was the silent spark. It was Buick's first dedicated long-range electric SUV. It proved that the brand could translate its legacy of quiet tuning into the world of zero-emission propulsion. The future is here. The Buick Electra E4 is the electric coupe crossover. It is a sleek, high-performance EV that marks the rebirth of the iconic Electra nameplate. With a massive 30-inch curved screen and Ultium battery tech, it is the spearhead of Buick's all-electric future. From the raw power of the 1903 Model B to the silent precision of the Electra E4, Buick has survived the test of time by evolving. They transitioned from American muscle to global luxury powerhouse. If you enjoyed this journey through the Chrome dynasty, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and let us know your favorite Buick in the comments.